So Rabbi said, because it's Motzei Shabbos, I want to tell you a beautiful story. You might know the story, but it's Kedai T'Chazri. It was a story that was going around maybe 10 years ago. It was a very, very famous story then. It's a Gewaldika Hergish Dika Maisa. Now, even if you don't believe the story, every story that I say over has a good message. But it's a great story. It goes like this. There was a Jew, a Polish Yid in Auschwitz. And on his walks to the forced labor outside of the camp, he noticed wheat. And there was a Hasidic guy in his bunk who had a lot of yichus. He was the grandchild of Rebbes and a Choshva guy, and he always counted the Yom Tovim in his head. And he told this guy that Pesach is coming up. So he decided that he wants matzah for Pesach. So he went ahead, and every day he would grab a couple of grains and hide them. It was a whole parsha until he was able to grind it and he made a matzah. He was able to make a matzah, he had some heat, he made a matzah. And he hid his matzah. One day, a Nazi found him with his matzah. So the Nazi took the matzah, stepped all over it, and beat the living daylights out of this guy. He almost died. He comes to, and he sees a few pieces of his matzah on the floor. So he gathered it and put it back in his pocket. Comes along the chas and says, listen, you don't understand. The matzah means everything to me. I need to eat this matzah. He says, yeah, but I only have a kazayis. I want it. He says, what are you talking about? I almost lost my life over this. I did everything. It's my matzah. He said, I know, but it means a lot to me. Please give me the matzah. No. He says, I know the entire Haggadah by heart. And I'm going to sit there with you by the Seder, and we're going to do the Haggadah together. You're going to have the Haggadah, and I'm going to eat the matzah. So the Polish guy tells him, listen, you know what? You could have the matzah, but I want the mitzvah. If the mitzvah is mine, you could have it. Deal. Okay. Huh? The schar mitzvah. That's a mitzvah. Yeah, the schar mitzvah. So they made a deal. The chassid is going to eat the matzah, and the Polish guy is going to get the schar mitzvah. Okay. The next day, the chassid is in heaven. He just had matzah in Auschwitz. He's mamish. He's la'el. They're marching towards the forced labor. And the chassid starts saying, Haidi, and he's davening, Shema Yisrael, Shemona Esrei. He gets to Hallel, he can't control himself. All of a sudden, a ring shoots out. The Nazi kills him on the spot. Killed the chassid, he's dead. Fine. 60 years later, the Polish guy has a dream. Chassid comes and says, listen, I'm up here, everything is great, I did a lot of great stuff, I died al Kish Hashem, but I need the mitzvah of matzah. You have to give me the schar mitzvah. He said, no way, it's my mitzvah. I want it. Kitzer, another dream. The Polish Yid goes to Rabbi Unger from Chuk Chassam Sofer from Bnei Brak. He tells him his dream. So he says, I don't know about these dreams, I don't know. Go to the Rachmasrufi Rebbe. So he goes to the Rachmasrufi Rebbe, and the Rebbe tells him, Min HaYosher, you should give him the mitzvah. Min HaYosher. He says, Min HaYosher, I lost my life almost because of this mitzvah. I did it, I made it, I gathered everything. What did he do? He says, no, you give it to him. He says, I don't understand, Rebbe. I don't understand. He says, listen, this guy died as a young bacher. He had nothing. You lived 60 years. You have doiris. You know how many mitzvahs you did. You know how many things you accomplished in your life. Look at the generations that you have. Give him the mitzvah. Give him the mitzvah. So he says, fine, I'll give him the mitzvah. He says, no, you can't just give him a mitzvah. You can't just, fine. So how do I do it? He says, you go to the Aron Kodesh. Here's the key to my shul. Go to the Aron Kodesh when nobody's there and bring yourself back to that situation of that day. Remember, your wife died, your children, everybody's dead, and you're sitting there on the floor in Auschwitz, and you have these things, and you don't want to give it up. Then give it up then. And that's what he did. So, you see from here, a big yesod. Avi says the story is not true. No, you see from here a big yesod. How do you get matzah in Auschwitz? It's impossible. Who's better? Okay, fine. But you see from here, regardless, you see the schar mitzvah, what one mitzvah means. One mitzvah. and that we're alive and well, Baruch Hashem. Every minute of our life we can become a mitzvah. Now, it happens to be, I personally would not give him the mitzvah. Why? Because there's a difference between a mitzvah and a mitzvah. That is a once-in-a-lifetime mitzvah. Doesn't just come so easy. That's one of the greatest mitzvahs. Who knows if this Polish had ever had a mitzvah that chashuv? To almost lose your life? Fine. That's me personally. I wouldn't listen to Rechem Tzrika Rebbe.
You never go to him.
I would never go to him because I know the answer. I'll say, no. Okay, fine. Anyways. Now, what does this have to do with our sugya? Nothing. No, it does say, Zalzule.
You've given him the matzah the first time.
Yeah. I would have given the matzah, but I would take the schar mitzvah. Yeah. Look, well, the Vilna Gaon did the opposite, actually. The Vilna Gaon took the esrig. He said, I want the esrig, and he gave all the schar to that person that gave him the esrig. So it's the opposite. But okay, there's such a Muslim. Zok the Gemara.